Hey, welcome back. Part two of the monster timber frame beams, 18 footers, 18.6. I'm cutting two 8x7s and two 4x6s out of this one log, and we are down to the brass tacks of it. I do have, if you didn't watch part one, watch part one. What ends up happening is we have to cut until we can't cut, and then we have to shove the log back, finish the cut, shove the log back this way, so on and so forth. Well, I'm down to basically just eliminating wane here. I've got to get this dimension to 12 1/8, and I've got about 2 inches to go there. So I'm going to take an inch off the top of this right now, just to make sure that I check the wane on that side. And I got to have to get this dimension to 14 1/8, and that this side is done, I believe. I'm not taking any more off this side. So this side on my next, I'm going to cut 1 inch off this side, then cut this side to 14 1/8. And then flip it, take this side to 12 1/8, and then I'll split them in half, and we should be pretty close to done here. So obviously it's a heavy log. It's been a pain in the ass. Let's get to cutting. So I'm going to take this side to 13, I think 13 1/4 right now. Yeah, take 1 inch off it to 13 1/4. Get rid of some of the wane on the top and some of these wormholes, and then we'll flip it and we'll go do that other side and so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and fire her up and take her to 13 1/4. Okay, I'm just going to shove it down a little bit. You can't see me, but I'm right behind you in the Bobcat. I'm coming up. And I'm going to run the Bobcat down the other end and shove it back when I'm done with this cut. Go, Dan. Thanks, bud. Good boy. Try not to trip over anything here. Be some serious wide bondboard planks right here. All right, we're gonna shove it back that way. Get the mill out of the way here, put it in the middle somewhere. There's a chance that I'll need to flip it with the machine. Keep the machine over here. And flip it over. All I'm doing right now is whittling weighing off it and get close to my dimension. I don't know if I can grab this with the PV or, I mean with the PV or not. I'll try it. Maybe. Oh man, that's heavy. Maybe if I can get it closer to my log dog assist, maybe I can use the log dog assist to grab it when it's up a little bit, and then maybe I can flip it. Ugh. Almost. I'm gonna try it again. Come on, stay there. It's almost there. I can get a little lower now. I might be able to do it. Ugh. Oh, I got it really low. This is going to be good. I think I got it. Oh, it broke out. Ugh. 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 Yes, sir. Man up. All right. Let's just cut it. So I know that bottom side is done. I got to cut this to 14 1/8. I'm going to come right to that and spin around, shove it back. Okay, let's go shove it back. Oh, I gotta get my log dog assist, make sure it's not engaged, or I'll break it. Run it down the other end. Finish this cut, shove it back. Get this out of the way before I move it. Got a crap pile of waste here. Oh. Shove it back. I'll leave this here till I figure out if I need it to flip the log. So now we are at 14 1/8, perfect, exactly. And we are at 13 1/4, exactly like I thought. We have to come to 12 1/8. We only have the teeniest bit of wane on this side. We have kind of a bunch of wane on this side. So we're going to flip it and cut this dimension to 12 1/8. Or right now, I could drop down and take this in half at 7 inches. That might make things easier. If I drop down and take this in half at 7 right now, what would be the only, there wouldn't be a problem with doing that. The only problem would be getting the mill out. Let's just flip it and cut it to 12 1/8 and keep this thing simple. I'm going to shut the mill off. Now, I don't think there's any way I can grab it. It's too wide this way for me to grab it, so I'm going to have to flip it with the machine. Hopefully you guys get a good view. Typically I do this with straps, but So we should be 14 1/8 this way. Yep. Yep. 14. 14 1/4. Yeah, it's 14 1/4, but that's okay. And we're going to 12 1/8 this way. So I'm going to take this to 12 1/8 right now. Let me make sure that measures out at 12 1/8. All right, it's cutting at 12 1/4. It's 1/8 over. I'm going to adjust my scale. So this is really 12 1/4. This means the wind knocked my scale down. I'm going to come at 12 1/8. All right, we'll shove it down, finish the cut. Bobcat down here with the back. Let's finish the cut. Get the board off. Just stacking up the big giant boards here. Shove it back. Perfect 12 1/8. I'm going to check the end of our log here and see what we're going to do right now. Since we're at 12 1/8, I can come down, I can come 4 inches up off the bottom. I got to get my stops down to do that. Come 4 inches up off the bottom and cut that beam off. Uh, all right, I'm done, right? 14, yeah, pretty much. All right, we'll get this back, we'll drop our stops. And what we're going to do, see if we can get, oh good, drop our stops down to 2. Yes. We're going to come 4 inches up off the bottom. Nice. We're going to cut it off. And then we're going to have an 8 and a 4. Grab a drink, shove this thing down, finish the cut. Gotta look out, Dan. Go, buddy. Go, Danny. Come on. Look out. Dan. Danny. Go. All right, shove this thing down. And we're gonna wanna flip it on the side when we're done here. So keep the machine over here. Let's finish the cut. Then we're gonna flip it on its side and cut it in half. Okay. So we're going to want to shove it back. This way, flip it on its side and cut it in half at 7 and 7. Yep. And then our two 4x6s, we're going to take the outside off of both of them, this chunk and this chunk. Get rid of that little bit of wane down the bottom, and our 8x7s are going to be clean. Oh, we'll run down there and do that. And we're going to leave this on the side because we're going to use it to flip it with the strap. It's like controlled chaos right now. I think the best thing to do is to strap this thing when I flip it. Get out of the way. So the way I do it is, I'll find the middle here, somewhere right here. You don't need a hook or anything like that. Just wrap it around. One more time. Typically you're done by then, but this time not. Put that up here. Stick this through so it pinches. We'll come in, roll it like this, cut it in half. This way, I don't have to worry about rolling it off the mill either. Oh. And I'm back over here next to you. We're gonna have to shove it backwards when we do this. Get the strap off it. Cut it in half. And we'll have our two 8x8s be done. Or 8x7s, sorry. Our 8x7s will be done. This dimension should be, yep, 8 and 4. Yep, that's right. Shove this end over. Cut the thing in half. At, I think I'm 14 and a quarter, so I'll cut it at, yeah, I'm going to cut it 7 1/8. So it leaves me 7 1/8 up, 8 turf. So I got to go to 7 1/16. That should split it. No. Yes. So they're going to be 8 by 7 1/16. Okay, one more time. We shove it back. Well, I got to do it again on the 4x, I mean, on the 4x6s, but shove it back, cut it out. This one's going to be a little bit tricky because I got to kind of bridge the turf here. I'm going to cut it out and pull the whole thing off. I'll pull off the 8x8s. I'll pull the 4x6s down by the side. And then I got to throw them back up there and just cut the wane off the edges of them. Okay, so my 4x6s now, I want to take them down off the mill. Without hitting the mill. And we'll take our 7x8s off, go put them somewhere. I'll come back, throw these up, and zip them off at 6. So, it'll be a little bit tricky to get these out of here. I think what I should do is get this up pretty high. Might be able to do it. Actually, I could definitely do it. They're square. Yeah, I could do it if I do this. I get them down off the other one without crushing myself. Now I can get them. All right, one more cut, guys. One more cut. We got to flip these up, Wayne side up. And I'm going to shove them down. We can shove them, I think we might be able to shove them all down by hand now. Get this one up like this, I think. Yep, that looks right. I'm going to shove them all down there. And then come back and zip them in half. Or zip them to 6 inches. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. So we're just going to cut them to 6. Get them shoved over. Just make sure that we undog them before we push them. And we should be all good to go. Oh, shit. Damn it. Ran right into my dog. Undog them. Go over there and shove them back. I think we can do this by hand, I think. Man, I have knocked this level off this table like 4 times today. There we go. Cut them out. All right. Done. 2 hours. 2 hours start to finish. 18-foot 4x6s and 7x8s on a 16-foot mill. So let me just go over, we'll wrap this thing up, and then I'll put these to bed. Just check the dimensions, make sure it's right. Perfect. 4, 8, perfect. They're perfect. All right. Yeah, that was a marathon. That was a marathon. Look at some of the great boards we got left over too. 43 minutes on the second one, so really kind of less than 2 hours to do the whole thing, really. Got some beautiful planks here. I'll clean all this up tomorrow. This gets a big chunk off my plate. These two 8x7 sill plates. Now they're laying, let me grab my tape. Let's check them for dimension. I think they're going to be 7 1/16 by 8. They are these two, this top sill right here, top plate right here, and this top plate right here. That's those two. And so let's see how it works out board foot wise. So it's 150 board feet, right? So I charge them by the hour right now. It'd be basically about that. If I charge them $100 an hour, if I charge them for 2 hours, then it's $200. So I told them there was going to be a custom fee for the 18 footers. So I'm just going to make them 200. Let's check the dimension on them. See how they cut out after all that pushing and shimming and trimming. And now they're both laying in different orientations, just so that you know. This one is exactly 8 by 7. Exactly 8 by 7. This one is 7 1/8 by 8. So that 1/8, when I tried to split the quarter, it worked out kind of funny. I thought I did the math right at 7 1/16. Should have cut at 7 1/16. That's pretty much dead on 7 all the way down. This one's 8 top and bottom. So and I'm 7 1/8, and I'm 7 1/8. So yeah, that all went great. I don't think he hasn't been outside with me for a couple of days. Danny's not crazy happy about being outside today. He's laying over there in the shade in front of the truck. He's got black all over him. I don't know what he laid in. But yeah, so mechanics gloves, still no holes, handling bands. Now, full disclosure, I did have a band nip me through this part of the palm right here. It cut me right there on the fat of my hand right there, but nothing through the fingers. I have still not worn a hole in these. Unbelievable. They fit great. I can wear them all day. I don't even know I have them on. Fabulous. Those 18 footers are going to go over on my 16-foot bunk, and my 16-foot bunk is right behind my truck, so I got to move. So I'm actually going to pack everything up, put everything away. These will go over there as well. I got to stack them and cover them so they don't go bananas. Send the guy a picture. He was saying he thought they would be a little bit too big to, so this is how it went. He was saying that they'd probably be too big for him to handle, so he wanted them cut down, but he didn't know exactly at what dimension. So he just said at first he asked for 18 foot, and then he asked for, maybe break them up into 2 pieces each. Well, this way, from a builder standpoint, this way, he can cut his joint right in the 18 footer, and it will match up perfectly. So it'll be a complementary joint. Doesn't matter what angle he sets it at. He's got to do a big setup, just cut the joint on the chop saw, or I could do it with a regular circular saw. Oh no, the 4 inches thick. Never mind. Do it on a chop saw, cut like a 30-degree angle in it, and it'll be a completely complementary angle. So when he puts them together up on the ceiling, they will match up perfectly, just like there was, no seam. So, and if it were me, I would put them on a ceiling joist. I would cut a 30 on it, and then put it so when I shot through or screwed through the joint, it went into a joist. So that's how I would do it. I'm going to send him a picture, let him know those are done. I am going to send Ben a picture and let him know those are done. The faster that customers can get their stuff out of your yard, the better it's going to be for you. I've got this guy was supposed to come like maybe Tuesday, then it was supposed to be maybe Wednesday. Now he's telling me next week, and it's in the way. And you don't want these boards to be your problem. You can give them input of how to keep them and stuff like that. Keep them out of the sun, keep them covered. Make sure they're on stickers, not just laying on the ground, something flat. You can tell them all that, but it's going to be up to them to do it. You don't want to have to store these around your yard, then have them bend, then have them say, oh, I don't want it because it's bent. If you're selling them rough and green. So the timber frame thing, I think, is going to be fine. They're going to be pegged and mortise and tenon and pegged down into the bents So even if there was a little bend in them, that's going to straighten them and hold them. So those will be fine. These faux beams, he's going to have to probably store them inside somewhere. Um, he's probably a month away from putting them in. He's going to have to keep them out of the sun and let them dry slowly. So that's it for today. I don't know if I'll shoot a video tomorrow because I'll probably be cleaning everything up. I got to clean all that up. I've got to get all my bunks kind of squared away here. I got wood all over the place. I got to grade my yard. I will get all that wood out of there over there. I got to find a home for some of it. I do have some shade up top over there and some bunks on the ground. I'll go take a look. If I have room, I'll put these all up there. But for now, I'm going to get the mill put to bed, get it all blown off, get the band off, put the band away. Stellite band cut great. It's only 200 board feet, so it should have. But, you know, obviously big cuts. It's actually a little over 200. It's close. I mean, it was 168. I think it's 200, probably with the extra length, or close-ish. So yeah, that's it. I hope you learned something. You know, I hope I described 3 different ways to do it. There is another way to do it, guys. If you have a lot of taper in your log, you can put the fat end down by the mill head. And think about this for a second. Put the fat end down by the mill head and have the taper up here. To do your first 2 cuts, you can bring your mill down to where it stops, lower it down until the band touches the wood to where you're going to cut out. Look at your measurement, go back and cut at that measurement, and you will cut a flat and cut out right there at that measurement. And then you can flip it and you can slide it. So you could do that on one side. You could roll it one time, square it up as best you can, do exactly the same thing. And then your gold after that, it's just pushing it back and forth, pushing it back and forth. So that would create your flat spot. And what is beyond your flat spot will be off the bunks. It'll be high. So that's another way of doing it. So really, as far as I'm concerned, there's kind of 4 ways of doing it if you're not going to set up sawhorses and try and do it with levels and string lines and all that crap. The way that I did it, I maintained a registration surface all the time. Every cut, there was a registration surface. So I think that's the best way. And you saw how easy they slid. I was a little worried about that, sliding them, but they slid great because they cut so flat. So that's it. Hope you guys have a great day. Like, share, subscribe. Tell people about me. And for now, for Danny and myself, it's Pirate Solutions out.